Today I was talking to a client of mine, Murray, and he's having this nagging hamstring issue that he hasn't been able to shake, and he wanted me to elaborate on what should he do to try to get rid of this nagging hamstring injury. So let's talk about it. When you're looking at a muscle that's been giving you fits for any period of time, the very first question that I want you to answer is, does the muscle pain subside as you start to get the muscle to move, i.e. is the muscle warming up? If the muscle hurts when you're sleeping or at rest, and it hurts during physical activity, then you know that you've got something structurally going on. And here's why. If you've got a structural injury, it doesn't matter if you're at rest or you're at activity, you're going to still feel that pain in the structural component of it. If it's soft tissue, as the muscle warms up, it naturally elongates. So it'll take the tension out of the tissue. Then as the muscle cools off and like after your recovery and your cool down, the muscle will actually start to shorten back up and you'll start to feel that nagging pain. Now please stick with me here for just a few minutes. When we're looking at the source of a pain, if you follow me for any period of time, you've heard me talk about the difference between a pain site and a pain source. So like for Murray, he's got a high hamstring aggravation. So what I recommended to Murray is please go to a chiropractor, preferably one that has a massage therapist in conjunction with the chiropractic office. And here's why. If the massage therapist goes in and does a lot of work to get the muscle to relax and the bone is out of alignment, it's always going to keep that muscle tight. We refer to that as hypertonicity of the muscle. On the flip side, if a chiropractor goes in and moves and adjusts the bones, if the muscles are tight, the muscles are going to pull the bones right back out of alignment. So you're kind of stuck in this endless loop that we need to interrupt. So if you use those two together, massage therapist comes in, let me reverse that. You report yourself to the doctor, the chiropractor does an assessment, refers to the massage therapist, I want you to work on these muscles to get them warmed up. Then you will go back to the chiropractor, literally, the doctor will go from room to room or you'll go room to room. Then what ends up happening is the doctor has gotten the massage therapist to loosen up the muscles that now when the doctor does an adjustment, the muscles do not pull the bone back out of alignment. And because the bones are being put into place with warm muscle, you won't have that residual soreness that you normally get. If you see yourself, or rather if you get an adjustment without the muscle tissue being warmed up, it's very traumatizing. It's no different than a small car wreck because you got to think about that adjustment in that whatever they're doing, vertebrae or pelvis or low back or whatever it may be. So I wanted to come back to Murray's nagging high injury situation. What we found was when he did go to the chiropractor, his pelvis was tilted forward. That's what we call an anterior tilt of the pelvic girdle. Well, if you think about it, the quadriceps attached to the front and the top of your pelvic girdle. So if the pelvis is being pulled down and forward, your hamstrings attach at the bottom. If you put your hands underneath your bum, you can feel the sit bones. So as the pelvis is getting rotated and pulled down, the bottom of the pelvis is being pulled up and back. So what it ended up doing was aggravating the attachment of hamstrings. It's what we call the high end. If you kind of put your hands underneath with your sit bones, that's where your hamstrings go and insert. Then they go down on either side of your kneecap. So if we put that together, when we look at the idea that, hey, what would be the catalyst for a nagging injury? You want to first differentiate, is it structural or soft tissue? You can put it through the test by going and doing physical activity, seeing if the discomfort starts to wane a little bit. If it doesn't, absolutely you need to go get it looked at structurally. If you do find that it starts to subside, that's good news, it's soft tissue. Please go get work done in conjunction with the massage therapist and a chiropractor who understands your background. Hopefully you've got a good working relationship, because what these two professionals are able to do is they're able to help us find patterns. If you find that you go to the chiropractor, let's say once every 2 weeks, nobody except your partner is going to know your body as intimately as a massage therapist and a chiropractor. If they start seeing muscle patterns, myself as a physiologist, I use that information to adjust the strength program for my clients. we don't want to overstrengthen what's already strong, super strong. So for example, if we have somebody who's complaining that their shoulders, in between their shoulder blades, there's always pain, well, probably one of the biggest reasons for that is their chest is so overdeveloped that their shoulders naturally roll forward, which puts the muscles in the back of your shoulders at a constant extension, which eventually they get tired, they get fatigued, they start to spasm. Remember what we said, difference between the pain site and a pain source. And we want to make sure that we get to a point where we can interrupt that pain spasm pain cycle. Hopefully this made sense to you in regards to what we did with Murray and his high hamstring nagging pain and discomfort. Good news is, after going to the chiropractor and the massage therapist, he's back to his normal running, doing a lot of his cross-training exercises, so we're glad to report that. If you happen to have something that you're struggling with like Murray, or if you have any questions in general, please do me a favor, send me an email, contact@coachrobb.com. The catalyst behind these videos is answering your questions, and we want to continue to do that every day to make sure that you guys get the answers you're looking for. Every day here on YouTube, we are posting a new video, so please remember to subscribe, turn on the notifications. Thank you for your time today, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow.